Hey, how we doing? Welcome to another monthly recap. We're a couple days late on this video because it was the holiday weekend, 4th of July weekend. Even though I'm sharing this information at the beginning of July, it's still my June recap. As you saw from my thumbnail, this month was really all about embracing change for me in a lot of different ways. I felt like it impacted me. I felt like my business model changed. My son graduated from high school, as I've mentioned many times, but that dynamic is changing really quickly. We're down to like 9 weeks until Rocco goes to school. And I would also say that I had a few shifts in my relationships. You know, I feel like there are people in your life who are there for a season or two, or sometimes a lifetime, and you learn from your relationship with people and then you can move on. But I would say that this was kind of like a little bit of a roller coaster of a month for me. So why don't we start by talking about sales, because I had some massive changes in my business this month. This was the first month ever that another platform beat Poshmark as far as sales went. And that was, I'm sure you can guess, it was Whatnot. I did 3 Whatnot sales this month. I'm definitely taking it a little bit slow because I don't want to invest too much and then have all of the other things that I work so hard on fall by the wayside. I just know myself, I can kind of go all in on things, and I just want to tread lightly, although I'm actually really loving this platform for so many different reasons. But let's just start with my numbers. In the month of June, I made $2,429 on Poshmark in sales. That does not include fees on the platform, which are 20%, plus I give discounted shipping often, and obviously my cost of goods. So I'm just giving you the sales numbers, not the gross. This is crazy when I reflect on this month with Poshmark. In the month of February, which is when I don't thrift, I was really listing a ton, as you can imagine. All the time that I saved by not going out sourcing was spent home, really working on getting through things. My sales in the month of February were $5,582, so over $3,000 more than June. Then they declined a little bit in the month of March. They went down to $3,950. I wasn't too concerned about that, although that was one of the lower months for me because I knew February was really beefed up with listings. April, we dropped another roughly $400 and went down to $3,545. May, we dropped another $300, $3,256. And here we are in the month of June, and my sales were $2,429. Now, I have to be fair to the platform and say that because I was focusing so much on Whatnot, because I had life stuff happening and parties and kids moving home from college, I was not nurturing Poshmark as I normally do. I 100% would expect that if I had a normal month of listing and sharing and relisting and tweaking like I normally do, I would expect those sales to be much higher than $2,500, or at least I would hope they would be, or $2,429. So my sales on Whatnot this month, after 3 sales, were $2,507. I have a piece of hair right here, it's driving me crazy. I had 3 sales. In my first sale, I did $1,107. I had roughly 60 items. My second sale, I had about 35 items, and I did $438 in sales. That sale, I expected the sales to be low because I was going slower. I did it as a tutorial style so people could ask questions, and I just went at a much slower pace and did like a Q&A on Whatnot to help people who were new to the platform. So I purposely had fewer items in that sale. My last sale, I had 73 items, but 10 of those items were buy it now sticker packs so that people could unlock lower shipping costs. And my sales were $962. So for a total of $2,507, which is really encouraging for me. Whatnot is very fast paced. It's very labor intensive in the moment prepping for it. And then shipping is a real beast because you're shipping out so many packages, and I'm not used to that kind of volume. But I had almost 200 items move on Whatnot in 3 sales. And on Poshmark, it looks like I moved 54 items in the month of June. That is down from my typical about 125 to 150. So a real significant dip, and a lot of things factored into that. It just wasn't Poshmark. And I think Poshmark gets a little bit of a bad rap. Just to play devil's advocate for a second, I think the shift in the economy right now is really affecting people. I think inflation is affecting the way people are spending. It's summertime, so we typically experience a summer slowdown. I think this is really our first summer full-fledged since the pandemic that people are freely traveling. I know some people are still restricted, some people still have health issues, and there are still cases of COVID out there, but I think generally speaking, there's a lot more freedom this summer that we haven't experienced in a couple of years. I think the spending has shifted from online clothing to vacations in the summer. Add to that the change in the algorithm with Poshmark, maybe even the introduction of Whatnot, maybe that's affecting sales. I don't think it's just the Poshmark algorithm. I think there are a lot of things going into it. And in my case, it was my own negligence on the app that contributed to low sales this month. But I do think it's really interesting to see something come so strong out of the gate. Some of you may know that I started on Depop, and that has been like a snail's pace. I do think I need to invest in a bot for Depop, just to share that closet because it's so stale over there, and I just find that I'm not as engaged on that platform. Where because Whatnot is social and interactive, I feel like Whatnot is kind of what Poshmark had hoped to be. It's a very social platform. And so I'm meeting new people and trying new things, and it was just a lot of change at once. But welcome. It was a welcome change. This month on eBay, I was really close to my $1,000 goal that I'm always trying to hit in the month. And I was at $909, and that is largely due to one really big sale. I sold a retired American Girl doll. She was doll number 4 from the first Just Like You line, and she was very rare because they only made her mold for that particular doll, her face mold, and then they hadn't made it again. I don't know if they're re-releasing that face mold currently or if that was just retired forever, but this doll number 4, was very highly sought after, and I bought her years ago in a bundle, and I happened to piece together one of the original outfits that went on that doll, and she was in pristine condition. She did have a silver eye, which is a manufacturing defect at American Girl, that over time the eyes turn silver occasionally on some of the older dolls, and it's something that the company when I worked there would replace free of charge. Aside from that, this doll was in mint condition, and she sold for full asking price of $375. So that really boosted my sales over on eBay. But in total, if you combine the 3 platforms, I did $5,845 in sales, and then with YouTube, that's a little over $2,000 for me, or at least it was this past month. All in, I still consider June to be a solid month, but I'm hustling a lot more and, trying out new platforms. I think oftentimes with small businesses, or just when you're looking at life in general, you get a lot of curveballs thrown at you. Some you anticipate, some not so much, and I couldn't have anticipated the change that Whatnot would make for my business model. Right now, I'm just working on trying to balance everything. I think if I wasn't on YouTube, I would be going super hard on Whatnot right now. But because Whatnot is a big time commitment like YouTube, and YouTube is really my first love, I really have to balance things out. But let me know if you're on the platform. I know it's frustrating for some people because I believe there is a wait list to get on board and to sell. My friend Ann Eckhart did a video and she was actually talking about all the hate around Whatnot, and she kind of like self-proclaimed it as a rant, and I really agree. I'm not quite sure why there is so much hate at a platform. Like, I feel like everybody was struggling with Poshmark, so it seems like a new platform where people could either get inventory really inexpensively if you were not yet onboarded as a seller, or if you were a seller, be able to have a new platform to sell on. I'm not quite sure why there is just so much hate. I think people are kind of maybe sick of hearing about it, but on the same token, what we do in social media is promote our business. We promote things on Instagram, we promote our sales, we might promote something we found at the thrift store that we're really excited about, we might promote a tip on a platform. So I think it's in line with how we do our business as resellers, but I think there's a disproportionate amount of shade being thrown at Whatnot. And I'm this month I was really just like trying to block out the negativity in my life, and I feel like it's made a big difference. One of the other things that I did this month that was actually a change for me was read a book. My daughter's home for the summer, and I feel like she's been really good for me. Leave it to a daughter to kind of remind you of things when you're going astray. And she's like, you spend way too much time working, Mom. You really should read a book. You really should take some time, shut your computer down. I hear this from my family a lot. And as many of you know, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, and that was my priority. And I think when I go into things, I just go in head first. That's what I've done with my business. And most of the time, I'm home alone. Rocco was in school senior year. Angie's been in college for 2 years. Anthony's already completed his first year at the workforce. And so I'm used to kind of having my time. So when the kids are home, it's hard for me to shift gears, and I need to be more aware of that. I got back into hand lettering. I got a new container for my pens, and I talk a little bit about planning and where I'm at with journaling and stuff like that on my second channel, Time with Tata. I just filmed that video. I still have to edit it, but I'm trying to get back to that creative side, which I've probably mentioned before, but I feel like this month I'm really thinking about it and just trying to lean into the change and embrace the change and take it as it comes and make the best of it and try to stay positive, but also try to keep my roots and lean into things that kind of like fill my soul, like art and journaling. Lulu hasn't been doing great. She's fine, but we have an appointment today. I think her Lyme is acting up, so it's been weird. We lost Lucky in October, and she was always like the spring chicken next to Lucky, but she's gonna be 12 at the end of this month, and I feel like she's really aged, and I'm just kind of watching her and having been through everything with Lucky. Lucky was my first dog as an adult, so to go through the whole life cycle with an animal, I kind of see the signs now with Lulu, where with Lucky, I didn't know any better necessarily because he was my first dog. So I even think Instagram has changed so much. I feel like I haven't done just a normal picture on Instagram in so long. It's just reels and reels, and I have fun with reels. But yeah, I think that so much has changed. My birthday's coming up this month. I'm going to be 49. That's got me thinking a lot. Like my last year in my 40s, I want to make it a really special year. 50 is such a milestone, and I just want to go into 50 feeling my absolute best, which means I have to work on some stuff. And I'm really hoping that this is going to be a good year for me, health-wise, relationship-wise, and business-wise. Like I'm really looking forward to it. So I wonder, are you feeling all the changes? Was June just an ordinary month for you, or did you feel like you are handling some changes in your life now as well? Let me know in the comments. I don't look at change as a bad thing at all. I look at it as an experience you go through. Hopefully whatever the experience was that you're leaving behind or that you're moving on from, you learned something from it, and you move forward with an open mind and some positivity. I think as far as small businesses go, things are always changing. I just think that things changed rapidly in the month of June for me, or maybe the past couple of months. So I think I'm gonna take things easy in the month of July. And then in August, when the kids start to clear out, I really think I'm going to just dig in. And I think I'm gonna need a lot of projects in place so that, that whole empty nest thing doesn't get the best of me. I did get a new computer, which I am so excited about. This is a change in my life that I really needed. I am a big MacBook Pro girl. I've had this one for, only 3 years, but it is dying a slow death. And every time I edit my videos, I have to attach this to one side to put my SD card in. And then my external hard drive has to be attached as well because I just don't have the memory on my current MacBook Pro. So I ordered this and I really invested in this. It's got the M1 chip. I got the 14-inch screen. It's got I think, did I get 2 or 1 terabyte? I think I got 2 terabytes of storage in this. So I'm really hoping that this is going to streamline my editing process, because I have had massive issues with iMovie and storage, and something is just wrong. I've talked to so many senior advisors at Apple over the past year, and they can't really figure out what's wrong with iMovie. So one of the changes that I'm hoping to make moving forward is working in Final Cut Pro. I know I've been saying that forever, but I think with the new computer, either iMovie is just going to be so much faster and easier, and I'm not gonna have to worry about storage, or I'm finally going to make that jump. I have a friend whose daughter is pretty strong with Final Cut Pro, so I'm hoping she will give me some tutorial lessons, and there are plenty of videos online for me to watch as well. So this is a change I'm really excited about. Editing can take a lot of time for me, and if I can shave some time off with a new computer, I'm really excited about this. I might leave this computer just set up over here permanently, so it's attached for all of my labels, and this could be like a little workstation. Also thinking about setting a workstation up downstairs, so after my whatnot shows, I can process stuff right away and not carry everything upstairs to do the labels, just lay it all out in the basement. I'm really trying to find areas where I can save time. I'm not known for my efficiency at all, self-proclaimed. Like, I can go down rabbit holes and spend a disproportionate amount of time on certain things that interest me, and then spend very little time on stuff that I should be focusing on. I'm really trying to look at how I'm spending my time and shave time off where I can to make my workflow a little more efficient, because we're always a work in progress, aren't we? I feel like this was more of like a story time recap. I really do enjoy these recap videos. I hope you guys do too. They're kind of therapeutic for me to like look at the month, share with you my wins and my struggles, and kind of just, you know, press the reset button and look forward to the next month in hopes to just, you know, tweak things a little bit moving forward. One last thing that I should mention, if you're following me on Time with Tata, I fell off the WW Weight Watchers wagon hardcore. I mean, I joined in February and I was going strong, and one of the whole things I wanted to talk about on Time with Tata was my weight loss journey. And there is no weight loss journey. There's not a huge weight gain journey. I think I lost like 8 pounds and I gained 3 back. I'm like stuck at 5 pounds now since February, but I'm planning to go back. So you can definitely look forward to more content, more consistent content on WW, and just, you know, not so much weight loss, but just my health journey and choices that I'm making. So I plan on highlighting that some more on my second channel. I think that's about it. I hope you guys are having a great start to July. I actually have to head out right now because Lulu has a vet appointment. We're gonna see if it is her Lyme that's acting up, and hopefully get her on an antibiotic. So she'll be good as new and making her normal appearances in our videos again. So Lulu's doing much better. The doctor thinks she might have just pulled her leg somehow and hurt it, and that the pain just killed her appetite and obviously made her lethargic. So she's on some pain medicine that she's taking twice a day, and she's very mellow, but she's doing much better. She really can't jump up on the couch and stuff like that, so we're helping her, but she's doing so much better. I mean, yesterday she didn't even, you know, she couldn't move on Friday night. Yesterday she started to get better. Say hi to everyone. You look so sad. She's doing better. She's begging for food and being her normal fresh self. Thank you guys so much. I really do love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.